Hello, and welcome back to another video. This build started with a single object, a bike lamp that I found, an old one, and I had the idea to use it for this build. Didn't know exactly what for yet, where it's going to be. So here I found, I think it's a lid to like one of the things where you pour those little like blue balls out from for like washing or something like that. I don't exactly remember. Then grabbed the inside of a like tape roll and glued those together, creating the like chest. I took off the cap of it to leave the like round circle so I could place the head there. Again, still at this time didn't know what I wanted to do. Then I traced a piece of cardboard out and then cut it out and glued it in the bottom so I would have a base to attach the head to and a neck from the inside of the circle. Then I started to glue on the back of the model because obviously I want to cover up that big hole, so I just used a lid to a melatonin bottle, glued that on, and then I used some more of the like dog toilet rolls and glued those on to create the neck of the model, and then the like round lid from the original piece I glued onto the back to give it more roundness and to try to cover up the logo as much as possible because obviously I don't want that on my build. And then I glued on the bike light as the head because I want the eyes to like light up and stuff. And then I grabbed this old like fidget toy. It's one of those ones that makes the funny stretchy noise when you pull it in and out. And I cut that up to add some more detail to the neck and add more detail to the back to just look like big like wiring and stuff. Then I started to glue on the shoulders by using these like, I think they're medicine like drinking things. Then I grabbed some spray bottles and used those for the forearms of the robot because their shapes were quite cool. And again, I went for more of the asymmetrical look using different spray bottle tops. And then I started to glue on like the kind of ball joint kind of things for the legs. So in theory, the legs would be able to like twist and turn and move around. I then grabbed some of this like thick, I don't even know what this was from, but I used it and glued it onto the top part of the legs to finish off like the big chunky legs. Then I grabbed some more dog toilet rolls. Bro, these things, I use them often because they're good. They're shapes and they're really sturdy actually as well. So I use these for the rest of the length of the arms essentially, kind of to be almost like piston looking kind of things. They just add some more detail to the arms. Then I grabbed a corrugated foam sheet and used a hole punch to punch out all these holes to make it look like kind of a grate, and then I glued it onto the face. I then grabbed some more corrugated card, which I folded in half and cut out, so when I opened it up, it would be kind of like a mask in a way to cover more of the bike light, which then I glued this on. Again, I want to cover up most of the bike light because its shape is not really what I want, and again, it doesn't really look like a face yet, but again, that's why I'm doing this. And then I grabbed a EVA foam sheet and glue that onto the top to add some more shape to the head and cover up that hole. And I grabbed some more of this like fidget toy thing, which these things are actually really nice. I might get some more for detail. I glued them onto the face to look like more pipes and kind of, I don't know, like gas masky in a way. I then grabbed some old pen lids from pens that no longer work and have no ink, and I attached those onto the top of the dog like toilet rolls, because my plan is these arms are going to be flamethrowers, which then I add the tips of the pens, which kind of goes to a point with a hole in it, which looks more like a kind of flamethrowery top, and I repeat this on both arms and just add all the little pen stuff to make it look like the flamethrowers. Yeah, I committed a whoopsie daisy. Sorry about that. I lost all of the footage of gluing certain stuff on, so whoops. But I grabbed some corrugated card and glued that onto the back palm of the flamethrowers just to cover up some of that on kind of side glue lines and whatnot. Then I cut up this old tire, don't know what's from, and put it onto the back of the legs just to add some more detail to the legs. Then I grabbed two grabbed two lids to some sort of drink, or I think they were drinks, which I used for the legs of the model. And then I grabbed some glue, obviously, and then started to glue on a lot of different foam sheets just to add some more detail to the model. I then grabbed some wooden skewers and trimmed those down, and applied a lot of hot glue on top, slowly spinning and shaping it to look like fire and flames that I glue into the outputs of the flamethrowers. Obviously, I repeated this process 3 other times for the other flame bits, and then yeah, glued these into all the flame bits. Flame bits. I keep saying flame bits a lot. Ugh. Anyway, I then use hot glue to attach him to a base, because I didn't, 2 separate ones technically, because I did not have one big enough just for him. And then I put on some diorama effects, and that was the build. Yeah, he's broken. My mom knocked him off a shelf that I had him on temporarily, and yeah, his legs are broken, so I'm a little mad. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos, or at least like the ones where I build stuff, you know, there's other ones. Anyway, I like to tell a story about the build, so I'm gonna do that now. The jungle is thick and dense, but the overwhelming scent of smoke filled my nostrils. The plants and wildlife seemed to be running away, trying to rip themselves from the ground and get away. Yet the plants were also motionless, non-sentient beings not knowing of the destruction headed for them. I have to leave fast. I have lived in the beautiful jungle for my entire life, but that all changed this morning. I was awoken by the sound of metal clanking, echoing off the trees, making its way to my home and through my window. I chucked the bed covers off, got dressed, reattached my metal arm, and rushed out of the front door. That's when I saw it. The glowing beam of light pierced through the foliage. and then fire. Fire. A powerful force that began to envelop the jungle, all of the beauty gone in seconds, and then it was in front of me, staring down at me, casting a menacing shadow over my body. Then pain, scorching hot pain, my body melting, skin flailing. The last thing I saw was its menacing red glow. And now I will start talking about the painting. The sponge for this video was my savior, bro. This thing was so helpful, and it came out looking really good. really, really good. Here I start on the actual flames, painting all of them white as a base, so be more vibrant. I start at the bottom with a red, going up to an orange, and then finally a yellow, trying to be as bright as possible, making sure to blend all of these together to look like a progression. And I think the fire looks really good. And now, so satisfying, taking off that masking tape off the eye, because obviously I don't want to paint on it to stop the glow. Then I finally glued on the grate that goes over his face, painted up the base, and now I think it's time for the final shots.